we're like free weight guys. Like I love squatting, I love deadlifting. This pendulum squat is one of the most difficult things I've ever done from a lower body standpoint. And once in a while, it's actually kind of nice to get away from front squatting, back squatting, and just kind of grip and rip on this thing. So not very, very heavy movement done.
So the most I've ever done was 2 on each side, which is 4 plates. And that's really heavy on this. When I first started on this exercise, I was doing 1 plate, what we just warmed up with.
So Arash is feeling awesome today, so we're gonna try and break that today, and we're gonna go a bit heavier.
I'm wiped today.
No, he's not.
You are my babe. Yeah, you do something to me. You do something, something.
No one's gonna say shit to you when you're curling the squat rack. I know, but when you're curling 185, then it's a little different, you know? Like you need the squat rack. They do 1 set of curls and 3 sets of pictures.
I'm falling on my knees to pray. Losing your spiritual, you're a little miracle. When I'm with you, my babe. Yeah, you do something to me. You do something, something.
These are ridiculously heavy, this machine, but it's so smooth. Like anybody that has knee or back pain when squatting, this pretty much eliminates it completely. When they first brought this machine to Bev's, I think like everyone was doing like 10 pounds, a quarter. You know when I knew this was heavy? Flex Lewis and John De La Rosa got this Arsenal pendulum out in the Dragon's Lair in Miami. And I saw them doing 1 plate. And mind you, it was probably in the middle of their workout or at the end. But I was like, wow. And then the first time I did a quarter.
Yeah, crazy.
It took me several weeks, but I worked up to, my max was on two on each side and a quarter with knee wraps. I did 4 in total without. This machine was a game changer because I'd stopped squatting. I had so much hip issues with that hip, the labrum on the left side that I tore. I hadn't squatted in a long time, so I was doing hack squats and leg presses in all my preps. And then in 2019, I threw this in, and it helped me a lot.
There is this fine line. I mean, you see this with a lot of guys with bench press and chest, you know. International Chest Day is always Monday, right? And these guys are coming in, they're trying to move weight, and I think there is value to that. But I think you also get to a point where I see people trying to lift so heavy all the time on every lift that they lose this disconnection, and they're pushing more with their shoulders and their triceps, and they're not really connecting their mind to the muscle. So you and I love going heavy. One of the early on things is like that first lift, we like going heavy, but you know, we're always trying to feel the reps. And I think that's something that a lot of people are missing.
Something I didn't do for the first 10 years. I just pushed the fucking weight. I got under it and pushed. I used my toes, my calves, my cheekbones, you know, I was flexing every muscle. Now, especially with legs, I lower the weight with the weight on my heels, keeping tension on my glutes and quads, keeping my glutes activated, keeping tension on my quads, and then I drive through my heels. It sounds like no shit, you know, that's what everyone's supposed to do, but huge difference. And for most of you guys listening, you guys are bodybuilders, even if you're non-competitive. I'm sure there's some powerlifters out there too, but I want my quads to grow here. I don't care how much weight I can push. Squats for me is not about hitting a PR, it's about getting my quads bigger. My glutes and hams are gonna get work too, but I'm gonna do my hams on a separate exercise, separate day. I want the main focus on the quad. Would you be mad if your girl or wife was constantly talking to dudes in the gym? I would be. I think it's fucking inappropriate.
What about like, you get these DMs, oh, like my boyfriend loves you, and then you're like sitting there, I can't respond. I mean, I'm married, my wife's like looking through all my stuff. I can't respond, but there's this line where I feel like people start crossing. You know, this woman the other day sends me a picture. She's got a great ass on her. I showed it to my wife, like perfect ass. And she's like, oh my God, your leg workouts are great. And your nutrition plans are great. I'm like, thinking to myself, like, holy shit, like what the hell is this?
I saw this picture. It was not about
I think she had
progress.
a fake ass.
Maybe.
Look. Which I, by the way, I respect. I'm not against it. Fake ass, it's some people are like, oh, I'm like, no, I'm fine with it.
It's like they throw bait out there to see if you'll catch it, you know? With me personally, I mean, I got a girlfriend too, but I'm just respectful and cordial. I don't take it there. And if they do, then, you know,
I don't respond.
if it's ridiculous, something like that, like an ass pic, no, I won't respond. But if they're asking me a question or something, I'll respond, you know. How many of you guys, you're in the gym, there's a girl you like, a cute girl, how many of you guys have the balls to go up to her in the gym and talk to her? And how many of you guys would DM her? Comment below. I'm curious about this because so many guys I know would be like, oh, yo, I like that girl. I'm like, why don't you go talk to her? No, I'm gonna DM her later. Like, that's a new thing.
I think that's bullshit. I think it's bullshit. Listen, I'm older, so I'm from an era where there was no social media. Any woman I'd pick up would be in a bar. Like I'd be walking into the subway in New York City. I'd see a cute woman. I would turn around and start talking to her. 50% of the time, you're getting shot down. I don't care who you are. I don't care how good looking you are. You're just gonna get shot down. But I almost felt like it was an important lesson. Rejection is a good thing. Nowadays, people don't want to get rejected. They just want to throw a feeler out there on social, and if they get ghosted, they get ghosted. They're like, oh, okay, at least it's done. I'm gonna tuck it away. Like there's no balls. There's no like risk taking. Like guys, girls, take a risk. If there's someone you like, no, seriously. If there's someone you like, go for it. What the hell are you know?
Having balls and hitting on women in person will raise your testosterone. You heard it here first. I'm sticking to it.
I agree with you.
Have the balls, hit on women. Let us know below. Would you go up to a girl in the gym and talk to her? Or would you wait until you went home to DM her?
Like for instance, like that hottie brunette over there with the headphones on. My question is, would you have the guts to go talk to her?
I would.
You know, nice sneakers on, good hair, takes good care of herself.
You dare me?
I dare you. I don't think you have the guts. Let me hit this set. I want to see you go talk. $100 if you just go right up to her and give her a kiss.
What do you guys think?
He's getting nervous right now. You gotta go do it now.
I'm gonna go pretend to teach her something and try to slide it.
Okay.
Should I ask her or should I just try to kiss her?
Doesn't matter. Do whatever you feel on the spot. Maybe she smiles at you. I don't know. I know this girl is gonna get slapped. Follow him over.
Your elbows higher up. Get a little bit more of this muscle.
That's it. I'm never betting him again.
We don't time our rest, but we definitely take enough rest to recover. 2.5 we usually do, but we never time it. So that was light, but I'm really focusing on the way down, keeping my glutes engaged, and then pressing through my heels. You guys hear me say, easy, this is just a warm up a few times to done, even on the pendulum. We're already warmed up. What I really mean by that is like, we're not counting this as a real set. And you don't want to be doing that. You don't want to do a weight that's easy and then just pyramid up and weaken yourself. So sometimes if I pick up a weight and it's too light, it's not a working set, I'll just put it back down. I'll do a rep or two and then I'll go to the heavier weight. So don't waste your time with lighter weights that you've been doing week in and week out, because those are not going to make you grow. Those are not going to make you stronger. The max effort sets, the max effort weight, that's going to make the difference. So the sooner you get to that, the more fresh you are and the more reps you have in the tank with it, right?
The scary thing though is when you have a beginner come in, you know, they're in this period of time where like anything's gonna work. And if they haven't developed that foundation and they don't really have the stability to be able to push like we're about to push, it could get really dangerous. I always tell people who are just getting started, pump the brakes a little bit, it's gonna be all right. You're in this grace period. When a newbie's starting, like anything works. They just start looking at a gym and they're
your
like,
first year of life, you know? A baby grows from day one to 365 the most ever. So you guys can make mistakes, you can do anything and you're gonna grow. As long as you're training pretty hard and you're getting in your food, you know? But we gotta get pretty scientific to grow from here. I gotta say one thing before we move on though. You guys see how freaky he looked on that? So Don just did the cover of Muscle and Fitness, like I said, and he got peeled. He got really conditioned, really great. He looked great for the shoot. And now it's less than a week out from the shoot, and he bumped out from being in a deficit. He wasn't much in a deficit because he's so active. He didn't have to like over diet. He dieted on like 250 carbs and got this lean. And now he's out of that deficit and he's in a caloric surplus of 470 calories.
Yeah, give or take.
So
Probably
a good amount of fat and a good amount of carbs. He bumped it up. My point is, he's reverse dieting slowly, and the quest is to put on as much muscle as possible, shooting for 5 pounds. But you just see him coming back to life and maintaining that muscularity. When you guys come out of a diet, a deficit, you want to take it slow. For the first week or two, you can eat way too much and not put on fat, but you'll just start losing conditioning and putting on fat. So you want to take it slow and possibly cycle your carbs or calories. You know, we were talking about going up to girls in person or DMing them.
Yeah.
But advice for guys too. No homo, but a lot of guys will hit me up and like, oh, I saw you at the gym. I didn't want to bother you. You know, didn't want to say hi, but I have a question, you know? I guess that's concern. That's like, that's nice.
Everyone, to each his own. You know, it's like, it doesn't, you never know nowadays. You got to be so open-minded to that stuff. It doesn't matter, you know? It's just like, you never know. I mean, I even give credit to guys who reach out to you. At least they have the guts.
Yeah.
People want to do things behind a screen.
I always say I was very shy growing up, but utilize everybody around you, man. Don't be shy. If someone's rude or doesn't answer you, fuck them. Ask as many questions you can. That's how you learn. When I was growing up, I had to dig for information. You weren't able to like reach out to IFBB pros or top athletes or professionals like Don and ask them questions on IG or YouTube.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, actually. That's
you guys have it made these days. I've learned so much from social media.